Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, in Porbandar, India. His family belonged to the Modbanya caste, known for their business acumen. Gandhi's father, Karamchand Gandhi, served as the Diwan, or Chief Minister of Porbandar. His mother, Putlibai, was a deeply religious woman who instilled in him strong moral values. Growing up in a devout Hindu household, Gandhi was exposed to principles of non-violence, vegetarianism, and tolerance from a young age. These early influences played a pivotal role in shaping his worldview and future endeavors. Gandhi's formative years were marked by a thirst for knowledge and a sense of justice. He received his early education in Porbandar and later in Rajkot. At the age of 19, he traveled to England to study law, an experience that would broaden his horizons and expose him to Western ideas. During his time in London, Gandhi encountered the writings of Leo Tolstoy and Henry David Thoreau, whose philosophies of non-violent resistance resonated deeply with him. Gandhi's time in England was transformative. He grappled with issues of colonialism, racial discrimination, and social injustice. These experiences ignited within him a passion for fighting for equality and justice, seeds that would later blossom into a lifelong struggle for India's independence. His experiences in London laid the foundation for his future activism, instilling in him a belief in the power of truth, justice, and the inherent dignity of all human beings. Little did he know that he would soon embark on a journey that would transform him from a young lawyer into the Mahatma, the revered leader of India's freedom struggle. In 1893, Gandhi traveled to South Africa to practice law. He was taken aback by the rampant racial discrimination and segregation faced by Indians in the country. This experience was a turning point in his life. Gandhi's commitment to fighting injustice was ignited as he witnessed firsthand the plight of his fellow Indians. Gandhi's initial response to discrimination was to assert his rights as a British subject. However, he soon realized that legal recourse alone was insufficient to challenge the deeply entrenched system of oppression. He began to explore new methods of resistance, drawing inspiration from his study of various religions and philosophies. Gandhi's experiences in South Africa served as a crucible, shaping his philosophy of Satyagraha, a potent weapon of non-violent resistance that would later inspire millions worldwide. Gandhi's activism in South Africa spanned over 2 decades. He organized protests, led boycotts, and endured imprisonment for his beliefs. Through it all, he remained steadfast in his commitment to non-violence, believing that true strength lay not in physical force, but in the moral courage to resist injustice through peaceful means. Gandhi's experiences in South Africa transformed him from a lawyer into a political activist and a spiritual leader. He emerged from this period with a deep understanding of the power of non-violent resistance and a resolute belief in the equality of all human beings. His time in South Africa had prepared him for the next chapter of his life, the struggle for India's independence. Gandhi's philosophy of Satyagraha, meaning truth force or insistence on truth, was born out of his experiences in South Africa. Satyagraha was not merely a political strategy, but a way of life rooted in truth, non-violence, and self-suffering. Gandhi believed that by adhering to these principles, individuals could awaken the moral conscience of their oppressors and bring about social and political change. Gandhi's concept of Satyagraha rested on the belief that truth is the ultimate reality, and that adhering to truth leads to righteousness. He argued that violence is inherently wrong and that resorting to violence only perpetuates the cycle of hatred and oppression. Instead, Satyagraha advocated for non-violent resistance, which involved confronting injustice through peaceful means, such as civil disobedience, boycotts, and strikes. Central to Satyagraha was the principle of self-suffering. Gandhi believed that by willingly enduring suffering for the sake of truth and justice, Satyagrahis could demonstrate the sincerity of their beliefs and appeal to the humanity of their oppressors. He argued that self-suffering had the power to shame the oppressor, expose the immorality of unjust laws, and ultimately win over the hearts and minds of those in power. Gandhi's philosophy of Satyagraha provided a powerful and innovative framework for social and political change. It emphasized the interconnectedness of truth, non-violence, and self-suffering, arguing that adherence to these principles could create a more just and compassionate world. His ideas would go on to inspire countless movements for civil rights and social justice around the globe. Section 4. Return to India, igniting the flames of freedom. Gandhi returned to India in 1915, a hero to many for his non-violent struggle against racial discrimination in South Africa. He was deeply troubled by the poverty and oppression he witnessed under British colonial rule. Gandhi's return marked a turning point in India's struggle for independence. Gandhi's initial years in India were spent understanding the complexities of the country's socio-political landscape. He traveled extensively, connecting with people from all walks of life. Gandhi's simple lifestyle, asceticism, and empathy for the poor and marginalized earned him the respect and adoration of millions of Indians. Gandhi recognized the need to unite Indians across religious and caste divides to achieve independence. He launched nationwide campaigns against untouchability, advocating for the rights of the marginalized Dalit community. His efforts to forge a united India played a crucial role in mobilizing the masses against British rule. Gandhi's return to India galvanized the nation's struggle for independence. His message of Satyagraha resonated deeply with the masses, who saw in him a leader capable of leading them to freedom. Gandhi's strategic brilliance lay in his ability to transform a political movement into a moral crusade, uniting Indians from all walks of life under the banner of truth, non-violence, and self-reliance. Section 5, the Salt March, a defining moment in India's struggle. The Salt March of 1930 stands as a testament to Gandhi's strategic genius and the unwavering spirit of the Indian people. The British government's salt tax, which prohibited Indians from producing their own salt, was seen as a symbol of colonial oppression. Gandhi decided to challenge this unjust law by embarking on a 240-mile march from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi, a coastal village in Gujarat. He was joined by thousands of Indians from all walks of life. The Salt March captured the world's attention, highlighting the injustice of British rule and the power of non-violent resistance. The march culminated in Gandhi picking up a lump of salt from the seashore, symbolically breaking the salt law. This act of defiance sparked a nationwide civil disobedience movement. Millions of Indians participated in the Salt Satyagraha, refusing to pay the salt tax and manufacturing salt illegally. The Salt March was a defining moment in India's struggle for independence. It demonstrated the power of non-violent resistance to shake the foundations of colonial rule. The event garnered international attention and sympathy for the Indian cause, putting immense pressure on the British government to reconsider its policies. As Section 6, Gandhi's philosophy, a tapestry of non-violence, self-sufficiency and social reform. Gandhi's philosophy, a unique blend of spiritual and political ideals, continues to inspire and intrigue people worldwide. At its core lay the principle of ahimsa, non-violence in thought, word and deed. Gandhi believed that non-violence was not merely a passive concept but an active force, requiring immense courage and moral strength. He emphasized the importance of Swaraj, self-rule, which extended beyond political independence to encompass individual and societal self-reliance. Gandhi championed Swadeshi, the use of locally produced goods, and encouraged Indians to spin their own cloth, khadi, as a symbol of self-sufficiency and resistance to British economic exploitation. Gandhi's vision for India went beyond political freedom. It included social justice and equality for all. He tirelessly campaigned against untouchability, advocating for the rights of Dalits, the so-called untouchables. Gandhi's efforts to eradicate this deeply entrenched social evil remain a testament to his unwavering commitment to social justice. Gandhi's philosophy was not merely a set of abstract ideals, but a practical guide for living a life of purpose and meaning. He believed that true freedom came from conquering oneself, from mastering one's desires and living a life of simplicity, service, and compassion.